My first video was on Disney and AMC. Those plays are still very much so alive. However, we got a couple more on the list for you. Let's get into it. What's up, everybody? It's Stocks for Real. So, as you know, the first one of these option trade plays I put out was on AMC and on Disney, right? Those plays are still very much so alive. The Disney play that we're in is currently green, and we're up 10% if you got in when I said to get in. I also put out a follow-up saying not to worry, that it fell to the area to which I was saying that we should for a stop loss. Okay, so today on the list we have DraftKings, ticker symbol DKNG, and silver, ticker symbol SLV. Now, I'm reluctant in giving these plays. The reason being is because this week is chaotic. We're getting a lot of chop, and that's because we have some news coming out in the market come Thursday by the Fed. So it is what it is. Playing the market right now, playing it hot, it get you smoked if you're not careful and you don't have proper risk management, right? So originally my plan was to give you guys DraftKings and SPY because I did see a pullback happen in SPY. However, if you follow futures, you've seen that we just had a drop. So I left that off the table until we see how the market looks come open, right? So let's get into it. With DraftKings, right now, DraftKings is in a downtrend. Okay, if you zoom out, especially if you're looking at the week level or the week time frame, you see that we're having lower highs and lower lows. So at the point we are right now, where you see the spikes right above the $40 stop loss area on the charts, that is a known area of resistance. Okay, it's also a low volume node area on the volume profile for the weekly on this chart. So that is why it's drawn there. So with that much resistance, and I'm seeing the top wicks is indicating that we have sellers. That's one of my confirmations. The fact that we couldn't get above this levels, this red box level that you see here. So the ideal entry for me would be the $39.49 with a stop loss of $40. Okay, first take profit is going to be $37.91, and our second take profit is $36. Now there is a max take profit that I wasn't able to. Oh, I do have it on the list. I can't write it out, but it's in the chart and it's $33.88. Okay, so just know that's where that is. There's one more take profit below that. I want to say it's around $29 and some change, but I don't know if we're gonna fall that far. As of right now, we're in a short-term uptrend for DraftKings, where you're seeing a higher high and a higher lows, but it's not the same as what we're seeing on the weekly. But for me, I have confirmations on the weekly. One, resistance at the low volume node, which typically acts as a point of resistance or support as well. So seeing that we opened a bar clear below where we see the entry line is an indication to me that we will have some a pullback. Now at the very least, we would hit our take profit target of $37.91 before we retraced up if we were to do so. But time will tell. It's up to you if you want to be greedy or if you want to hold it a little longer to see if it works out for you. But that's what I have there. Now notice in the top right hand corner, you see the Dolphin. And the Dolphin's there and not the whale because I had 2 confirmations and not 3 confirmations. So, and I already went over those confirmations. The rejection, bottom wicks, and then on the weekly, we're in the downtrend. So those were enough for me. And here we are. Okay, so the contract that I'm looking at is the $35 strike put option. expiring on October 18th. Right now, at the time of this recording, that contract was $36. That has an open interest of 3,000, okay, 3,432, with a pretty low volume of about 80. But ultimately, we closed with the solid red bar, and it looks like we will pull back. So that is the contract that I'm looking at. Now, moving on to the next one. So that's for the minnows, okay? But anybody can play it. So the next one on the list is for the Dolphins is silver, ticker symbol SLV. Now, if you are following me, whether it's Discord or Instagram, you know that I've called out silver time and time and time again. I also called out silver today. I want to say sometime this morning or early afternoon rather. And we hopped in on silver after it broke the 2812, which is the level I keep telling you that if it breaks that and you see a clear green bar above it with a proper price action, then we're on our way. So we had that opening gap, and then we're seeing the bullish trend up. We're above the low volume node, which is what you see in those orange boxes, rectangles, right? And then we got above what you see at 29.18. So that combined with a demand and imbalance showed me enough strength for me to hop in and speak confidently to that play earlier today, to which we ran up over 130%. Now the contract itself that we had ran up over 500% that day. So it's a beautiful day for options, and we know a lot of people that ate, and shout out to y'all for running it. Okay, so the contract I'm looking at for silver is going to be the $31 strike, October 11th expiration, $42. Now that has an open interest of 30,745 individuals, right? Now the reason why I'm talking about silver is because someone asked, is the run over? Now, no, I don't think it is. However, again, we are in this news cycle where it could go either way, right? But I keep saying that as the value of the dollar diminish, commodities typically become more valuable and more wanted. Gold, silver, things like that. Okay, so this play, we ran the 1018 and we went from $23 to $56+ or whatever. So this play is a cheaper play with a lower strike, lower expiration of 1011. Sorry. And right now you're seeing on this chart that we have a strong bottom wick, although we close red. Now this last candle didn't close above green red, like as a what would you call it, an abandoned baby, whatever the candlestick would be called, if you know your price action candlestick patterns or whatnot. So this does not give me any indication that we would see a reversal. Now I believe that we should be pushing to about $30, but our first line of resistance would be the 29.57, which also would be my take profit from the position that I got in earlier. So if you guys today hopped into a silver play with me and you're up 150+% and you're still holding overnight, you might have trimmed down and you got 1 or 2 contracts left. That exit, that take profit is the 29.57. Okay. Now, if you want to hold beyond that, you can just see what it does. But remember, you just got to pay attention to the price action. So if you're not seeing strong weakness at that level, and you see us kind of like pierce through it right away with no resistance, that's a strong signal that we're likely to continue upward. Okay, we are in an uptrend showing higher highs and higher lows. But we're approaching the top of the ascending line of resistance. Okay, so we just got to be careful with that. So entry for you guys that are new to this play is 29.61. Okay, with a stop loss of 29.49. Okay, take profit. First one is going to be $30.07, and then the next take profit is going to be $30.49. No, I got it right. Perfect. No, I got it right. So anyway, so that is what I'm looking at right now. Now, why is it tagged as Dolphin versus a minnow, given that it's under $50? Dolphin, because as an intermediate trader, you will be able to probably identify whether or not it's worth getting into it. So at this current moment, if you were to get in at 29, what is that? 29.39, it would be pretty risky. But yeah, that would be pretty risky. And then my stop loss there would be 29.18. The reason why it's risky is because in that gap between the two, you get a lot of chop. Okay. And this stock could go either way. So that's why we have confirmations and stop losses, right? So anyway, that's kind of what I got there. I'm going to drop one more thing. SoFi. I did put a play out on SoFi earlier today. And then, of course, if you've been rocking with me, you more than likely are holding leaps or runners from when we previously ran SoFi up. Now, I'm going to make a separate video because I don't want this to get too long. But essentially, SoFi has earnings in 36 days. And right now, I think the shorts are just trying to suppress that stock for as long as they can. But when the Q3 earnings numbers come out, I believe that SoFi is going to be on an absolute rocket because there's been nothing but positivity for the stock. So we will see. All right. This is Stocks for Real. Take care.